Danielle, what's been going on? Is there any new news that's happening down in Los Angeles? I know we're having.
Yeah. Well, let me let everybody know what's going on. Let me first just encourage, all of our listeners to go to CannabisSavesLives.org and sign up for email updates so that people can get some general information from us. And of course, our Twitter is @PAN4Compassion, PAN for the number 4 compassion, and I throw up updates there as well. And I certainly encourage everyone to make a donation. I'll talk more about what's going on here in Southern California, but we certainly need support because a lot of our people here are being hit hard by what's going on. And, just kind of to start the Compassion Flower Report, I went down the street this morning and grabbed a cup of coffee and walked over to the CNN building just to catch some of the news headlines. And as you know, I don't have a television, so sometimes I seek out to see what's going on with the popular media. And I'm watching the different headlines ticker below, and it says, federal government attacks California's marijuana industry. Was one of the headlines on CNN today. And I mean, they didn't go any further. They were just throwing up everything that's major news. But yeah, that's like a major national headline now around the country, is the way the federal government has been attacking California. We've got multiple dispensaries that have been shut down in San Francisco, and we've got some of the landlords up there actually facing foreclosure motions from the federal government on property. Just last week, the federal government dropped those landlord threat letters on about 60 different entities in the Anaheim, Santa Ana area of Orange County. And the other thing that we had, of course, the thing that I've been keeping everybody up to date, and we'll talk about that as well, is this whole ban that has been passed in Los Angeles that's supposed to start taking effect on September 6th. In the interim, what the LA City Council has done is they have passed yet another motion asking for help from the district attorney's office as well as the DEA to come in and help the LAPD shut down the dispensaries in Los Angeles. So now we've got our city government asking for assistance from the federal government in thwarting our state law and patients' rights. What's happening with the ban is, of course, the mayor signed that, and that's supposed to go into effect, meaning that the city can begin enforcement upcoming here on September 6th. However, the two things that have been going on in tandem here in Los Angeles is a lot of dispensaries, maybe 3 or 4 dozen at the very least, maybe more, maybe in the hundreds. Sometimes when you hear news reports and people are talking like, oh, I've got so many clients that are going to file, whatever, it's not real until people actually file. So there could be anywhere from maybe, at least 3 or 4 dozen to maybe up to a couple hundred dispensaries that have or are going to very shortly. Some people I think are going to file right before the 6th kind of thing. There's some strategic timing going on with some of these legal cases. But yeah, that we have all these lawsuits. And then, of course, we have a coalition of industry insiders and lobbyists who have gathered signatures for a petition to put forth a voter referendum to stop the ban. And both are noteworthy because, of course, if the judge starts to issue temporary restraining orders and or injunctions, as we're starting to see in Long Beach against LA's ban, and we've got enough signatures on a voter referendum, it will halt enforcement on anybody and stop the city from shutting people down, which is exactly why I believe that the city council is frustrated and has asked for federal intervention, because they know, theoretically, the medical marijuana community has Los Angeles by the balls right now.